said you won't forget my name. Not today, not tomorrow. Kinda strange, feeling sorrow. I got change you could borrow. When I come back around, when I know what to say. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Open up the door, can you open up the door? I know you said before you can't cope with anymore. You told me it was war, said you'd show me what's in store. I hope it's not for sure. Can you open up the door? Did you take my love away from So you seated the counter when I looked away. So you turned around, but it wasn't your face. Said I need to be alone now. I'm taking a break. How come when I returned you were gone away? I don't know why I called. I don't know you at all. I don't know you. And that's when you found me. I was waiting in the garden, contemplating. Beg your pardon, but there's a part of me that recognizes you. Do you feel it too? When you told me it was serious, were you serious? They told me they were only curious. you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean. I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to. I'm freezing outside, I feel my skin tight. My coat is inside, but I look up at you. I tracked your plane ride for when you're in tonight. Tell me, when is the next time I'll run into you? It sounds insane, right? I'll take the same flight. Wait at your bedside, I'll lounge right next to you. I'm going stateside, but I'll see you tonight. Tell me, how did a girl like me get into you? You can be my American. Is it right? I don't know. Yeah, you're taking my control. Never been a prog before, but I'm knocking through your door. But you're nice, so I stay. Never met a British girl, you say. No one treats me this way. Other boys out here the same. What can I say? What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to. Maybe you can be my American. Ha ha boy. You can be my American. Ha ha. Why can't you say that you wanted to? I'm flying intercontinental with you. Maybe you can be my American. Ha ha boy. You can be my American. Ha ha. Cause you know I could take you high and light up your world. Let me be one international girl. I'll be just stateside, baby. Let's fly. We could go so, get so high. You can be my American. Ha ha boy. You can be my American. Ha ha. Why can't you say that you wanted to? I'm flying intercontinental with you. Maybe you can be my American. Ha ha boy. You can be my American. Ha ha. Is it right? I don't know, but you're taking my control. Never been abroad before. Now I'm knocking through your door. But you're nice, so I'll stay. Never met a nosy girl, you say. No one treats me this way. All the boys out here the same. How could you make it seem so obvious? Wait until the end. Tell me we'll stay best friends. How could you make it feel so obvious? Watching what you do, I still respond to you. I'm emotional, made a mess, you know. So irreproachable. Stop it. And I'm the next girl. You're unemotional. You were nice to know. Everything's amazing. Slowly taking over. Baby, have you noticed the sky is rearranging? I feel it moving me. Nothing's really safe. I'm freezing outside. I feel my skin tight. My coat is inside, but I look up at you.
Hello. Hi Doc, hi Xander. Hope you both are doing well. Doc, if you happen to remember how the song goes, I can tell you. I can find out which one it was. I ended up doing some story over the last couple of days, so I've actually made a chunk. I've gotten through a chunk of story. The one before this one. Okay. Let me see. I can go back. Oh shoot, you know what? I don't even know if I know what was playing. The one before that last one. Was it Stateside? Was it that song? I don't even know. It would have been this version. If that's it. I might be wrong though. Yeah, I have been getting into the story. It's been good. And honestly, I really liked Heaven's Word. I ended up rating Heaven's Word core story and post patch both a 10 out of 10 because the story was good. It was just a problem of like sticking to it and getting it done because I was getting distracted with other games, Valorant, and that was taking up a lot of my time. But if I can like sit down and do it, I can get really into it. It's just hard when I get out of that, then I all of a sudden have a hard time getting back into the story and staying motivated and doing it. Just by someone who has the same name as my sister. That's weird. Yeah, that version in particular, I love it so much. I love the beat is good. I was listening to that song on repeat earlier. The other one, the other version, which is this one, I'll paste it 1 second. It's okay, but I think I prefer the one with Zara Larson. Can I share the link to this? Okay, but I don't necessarily want to share the link. I just want to copy the name. There you go. Yeah, they are super different. Which is okay. But I just have a hard time, like, the reason I prefer to go from a story game to a FPS game is obviously the FPS game doesn't really have any story or anything that I am invested in. So then it's easy to compartmentalize. Like, I have a hard time if I'm playing through two different stories that kind of blend together and I kind of forget. But in any case, once I get into another game, regardless of what it is, it's hard for me to get back into a game where it's not, how do I say it? It's not as stimulating. Yeah. And you have to put in more brain power and energy for it to be engaging. Whereas I don't know, so to speak, a FPS game is kind of plug and play. It's also why I haven't been playing Overwatch. I have to play this game only if I'm ever going to get through the story. But okay, anyway, I just got to Kugane. I do need to technically do my job quest. Man, stories are getting really good to the point where I'm like, job quest, I don't want to do them. I don't want to do them. But I should probably get attuned here. I don't know. Can I go ahead and do that so I can come back? I'll go ahead and attune at least, and then maybe I'll go run and do this job quest real quick. Oh yeah, I also swapped back to Vieira. I was on the fence because I really liked that Makote I was on, but it had to be done. It's really hard because I love Makote for certain things. I love Vieira for other things. I really liked I can't remember what voice I was on, but I was on a voice that I hadn't been on for Makote that I actually was enjoying. And the Vieira voices tend to feel very flat in comparison. Same with their animations. I feel like, oh, why am I automatically running to go do that quest on accident? Vieira for... I love the height. I love the idea of being bun. But they're very stiff and their voices tend to be kind of flat and not as more expressionless, I guess. So then I had the thought of trying a different voice on Vieira and seeing how I like it, and I do like it, and it's not annoying, because I kind of ended up going like, oh, if I'm not gonna like the voice, I'll just go for like the most annoying one. I'm not doing that this time. I'm hoping I can stick with the character. But I think I've been doing okay. I'm like a chronic Fantasia user, and I haven't been swapping as much as I used to because I'm trying to stay consistent throughout the story with minimal. And originally I had the idea of not swapping at all, but that did not end up happening. So now I'm just trying to keep it to a minimum. And I will only swap between Vieira and Makote. Are you going to also stream big raids later? Or do you think you're only focused on story? I will plan on streaming raiding too. My goal is to get a static for raiding. That way I can be consistent with the streaming. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in Party Finder, and I don't think that would be very it wouldn't be very consistent, and it also wouldn't be very engaging. So my hope is to find a consistent static to do those things with. I definitely want to get back into ultimates. There's not going to be any more savage tiers for the expansion for Dawn Trail, so I'm hoping once I get all caught up that the ultimate Party Finder will be back and I can do some of the older ultis. I wanted to do the new one that just came out at the beginning of the expansion. Okay, I'm running to that quest again. I need to stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I wanted to do the new, the newer ultimate that just came out with On Trail, but I wasn't consistently playing when it came out, so I didn't have the best in slot gear. And then once it was later in the expansion and that didn't matter anymore, I tried it and I actually did enjoy it. I played it on tank for a little bit and I got through a pretty good chunk. I think I got through the first, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I want to say I got through like the first, or like almost through the first boss. But alas, I gave up for some reason. I don't know if that reason was that I wanted to start a new character or if I just got bored. I don't really remember, but in any case, I ended up stopping that pretty early. Actually, I think I know what it was, and it was that parties were not filling. At the time, it looked like Ultimate Party Finder was coming back, but a lot of it ended up being re-clears or people that were in later stages of the fight. So a lot of people didn't want to hop in for early on parties, which I actually feel like my experience has kind of been the opposite. So I was very surprised in that I found that people always wanted to hop in during the early parts of the fight, either to like for new raiders who haven't raided before and want to see what it's like, or people that really enjoy the fight and just join in to help. And then once you're like further on, people tend to not join in as often because they haven't gotten to that part, or they've already gotten all their totems and aren't really interested in doing the fight anymore, unless it's for a clear party or a re-clear. So that was ended up being a different experience from what I went through when I was doing Fru, is that a lot of people did not want to join, at least from what it appeared like in the beginning parts of the fight. But I think unfortunately, because content is still coming out and also Dawn Trail was not as well received, either people aren't as actively playing or people are doing other things. So, but yeah, I mean, it would be really fun to do content with people. For as social as this game is, I have not really experienced that side. I feel like my experience has been kind of isolated in comparison to what I know it could be. And so I'm really hoping that I will get to experience the more social side of the game. Sensen wants to know what I know, does he? Or wait, well, might be as I've learned a thing or two, but I ain't ready to share them yet. Still need to clear up some details, see, but I'm not one for unfinished tales. It ain't Bardley, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Seeing as you're here, though, there is something I could use a hand with. Of late, masked bandits have been terrorizing the area. Not even Alliance soldiers are safe, it seems. The brazen bastards sat on a patrol just the other day. Now a Twin Adder scout late to return, and chances are the bandits are at it again. I want you to go and check things out. I'd go myself, but I need to keep on our friend, Norval. He's been acting queer since we got here. There will be more to tell later, but for now, you be best on your way. The soldier was bound for Schism, the ruins to the northeast of here. I don't really like to voice the bard quests just because most of the time I'm trying to get through them, but maybe if I talk through what I'm reading, I'll be more invested. I don't know. I felt like the Bard storyline in Realm Reborn was pretty good, and I don't know if it's just fallen off for me or if I just lost interest and it's hard for me to re-engage. But I'm kind of iffy about it now. It's kind of like, it's okay. It's alright. Oh. I also really want to try playing Guild Wars. That's another MMO that I want to play. I feel like recently it's been doing pretty well because obviously Final Fantasy has been kind of in a, I don't know, quote unquote lull. People have been playing other games. But apparently a lot of people have been enjoying Guild Wars, and I did play it for a little bit, and there's a lot of things that I really liked about it. I just have a favorite. But that's definitely not to say that Guild Wars couldn't be a favorite for me. It's just I've invested a lot more time into Final Fantasy, so it's easier for me to call it that. Mm-hmm. I think this is the only quest that I have so far to catch up on. Okay, I'll probably voice the ones going forward. The story's getting interesting again. I'll voice them. I'll talk through them. Oh, is there another one? Okay, I'm coming back. Sorry. I'm coming back. Sorry. Taking a break. Can't do it right now. I've got people to save. Or help or something. Well, I want to put my Scion outfit on. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination. And our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Sorry, my brain like froze for a second. Captain Carlevane, Carvelane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Althard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first travelers seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yurgri and Gozetu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Althard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice on Ishgard. Captain Carvelane, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in the large building beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect, or as they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bear you farewell. I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the navigator watch over and keep you. First time I played, I just skipped job quests. I did too. Yeah, I did too. Right then, to the holstery. After you. I think the only one I halfway paid attention to was Gunbreaker and a little bit of Reaper's storyline. But I think it's cool if you're wanting to get invested into the job that you're playing.
12.
Ooh.
I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
Who are you?
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugani and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
You tell him.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
Well, yes.
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
Interesting.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
I'm glad Alphino is like this skeptical and not just going along with it.
I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugani is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Interesting. And you must be Lokai Mori, slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, stealer of pants. What? If some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. I knew it. May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to our company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way, if you would be so good as to follow me. Stealer of pants. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkanto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Dripping Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the Aetherite which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlayan. Yes, I trust its function is identical. A diplomat and a scholar, will wonders never cease. Far Eastern Aetherite technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune if you like. Hancock would very much like to continue talking. Okay. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetherite. Come, come, let us move along. The markets are next. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane. Is it Kogane Dori? It's pretty. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingon word for gold. So in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or Kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Hancock of the East El Dinard Trading Company. You are with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Caton, pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Keaton of the Akuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean Gil are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Ijin Gai, the district in which the Ijin or foreigners are permitted to reside. Will this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such spouts being strictly forbidden. The ffxiv punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. Jesus Christ. What, to cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurais are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant and his cubs dared lay hands upon a Hengan aristocrat in front of a ffxiv. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves in the manner of the late Telegi Adeleji. Oh, laughing. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of Yunohu. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs. All of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. Need the bracelet. There's oh so much more I could speak of the soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present you our humble offices. We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these
Lots
walls
of
against all
voiced
manner of
cutscenes.
surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Auri Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map.
Yes, thank you.
We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha.
Yanja. Interesting.
Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
So we would have run into the same problem trying to get over to Doma, huh?
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however.
Great.
She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
Is there no way to, like, go around the Ruby Sea?
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
Sounds like a fair plan.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lolorito's dead. We must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamigan allies place their faith into us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading these today. I don't know why. It would seem inefficient for us all to venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gosetu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. But if we're to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed. Satoru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alize and I will take those on the southern district of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetu during our voyage.
Oh, behind.
Okay, damn. Wow, Yestola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Lokai. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Cute bun. Cute bun. Okay, I'm gonna be right back real fast. Sorry, I need to like chug some water. I feel like my throat is really dry. And it's like hard to read, I guess. I don't know. Okay, anyway, time to continue. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back to you as well. Okay. Wow, Alphina's sketches are so, I don't know how to put it, but they're very, well, see for yourself. You may view Alphina's sketch at any time during this quest by using, oh, okay, I didn't need to read that. Alright. Let's view a sketch. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he can make a living doing this. Sorry, no time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the Onsen? That was it. Where are you? Listen to me. Come one, come all, burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There's not that the mystical waters of the Bokhaisen hot springs cannot heal. What is that in your hand? I think while I love the idea of MMOs, I just can't get into them. Is it the time sink or something else? You seek this aura and this Rogadin, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons, past or present. Please, we came all the way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have a reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only this ffxiv may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the holstery? Kotakaze, was it? A big part of it? Yeah. It's fair. If you don't mind me asking, what else kind of gets you with MMOs? It's kind of funny. I never really played MMOs because I thought they were like super nerdy, but then like the call was coming from inside the house, okay? Like I don't know who I thought I was, but I just realized like, welcome traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered, but the other day. An Ori Shinobi. Ori Shinobi, huh? And a Rogadin Samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of mine own. If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea, the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see. And you are familiar with the ways of the Hingashi, how we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own. Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The two individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains, if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Katukaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. Her design is really cool. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest, and we'll meet here when we finished. Alright? Good luck. Can I get there from here? I don't think so. I have to go the other way. Oh, I have to go up, I think. I feel like the time sync thing, I mean, my introduction to MMOs was WoW, which is why I say that I had the perception that like all MMOs and like people who played them were like super nerdy. Not anything wrong with that. I guess I just had like this weird like, oh, I'm not that. Absolutely am. But anyway, so that was kind of my introduction, and WoW I feel like is a huge time sink. If you are not caught up, you are going to miss a lot. They move very fast, they put out patches, and they make a lot of really big changes to the game very fast, to where if you're not playing consistently, you will miss out and you will have to catch up on a lot more than just the content. But I do not feel nearly the same as Final Fantasy. Obviously, yes, I do want to get to endgame. There's a lot of content in endgame, but the games are very different, and that a lot of WoW's content will remain relevant or can be relevant years later, depending on what you're doing. But Final Fantasy's content is not quite that way, and that like, okay, new patch just dropped, this content just dropped. You do the content, you farm whatever rewards you want, whatever gear you need, and then it kind of loses its relevancy. So it's very hard to compare in that regard. But I think that aspect of FOMO is not nearly as severe in this game like it is in WoW. And I think Guild Wars, I mean, obviously my MMO knowledge and game, like I haven't played many, so my knowledge is very limited. But I think Guild Wars is also kind of like in an in-between category where they do more consistent updates, but the FOMO aspect is not as bad. The way the abilities work is too much for me. I think that's reasonable too. I think it just depends on what you want from a game and what you value. What I like more about Final Fantasy than WoW is, I mean, in a way, it was something that I disliked when I first started playing this game. It's that in WoW, there is a lot more customization with your class. Granted, for certain pieces of content. There are what's the word I'm looking for? There are better builds depending on what you're doing. But there was at least the aspect of like you get to choose what spec you play, and then from there there's different pathways for your specialization depending on what kind of content you're doing. Final Fantasy is a lot more streamlined than that. They're going to fix that, I believe, in 8.0. They're going to make it a little bit more versatile, where the jobs don't feel as homogenous, but in its current state, you play Viper, it feels very, very similar to playing Reaper, even though those jobs are completely different. I think they've done a better job with some of the updates, making Dark Knight and Gunbreaker feel a little bit more unique in terms of tanks, but their rotations and like mitigation concepts are similar in a lot of ways. God, what was I gonna say? So I'm hoping that in 8.0 that becomes less of a thing. That's kind of why I've been enjoying Fizz Ranged, because even though the concept of Fizz Ranged is going to remain the same amongst the 3 jobs, the 3 jobs play very differently. Their goals are very different. And that I like. So. Anyway, yep. Yes, a Rogadan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the Mad Devil. I sent him away like all others before him. The woman? Nay, I know her not. You asked me if I've seen this Ari woman and this Rogadan samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Radzahan. It would be an unreasonable detour. But I'm hoping in 8.0 they try to give some of the job identity back to some jobs that are very much lacking in that aspect. That's fair. If you're coming from a game that it's the way that the abilities work are different and simplified, it's going to feel a lot different. Where the heck am I supposed to be going? Did I go this way? I don't remember. There's a lot of things in this game that I miss. How do I want to word that? There's a lot of things in this game that are different from WoW, and there's definitely some concepts that I wish were in this game. Like, I wish there was more open world content. One thing that I really liked about WoW was there was a lot of different mounts that you could farm in different zones with like different I don't know, there was just like some miscellaneous like bullshit sometimes attached to them. I don't know, I remember like there was this horse mount that I wanted, and the way that you like got the horse was you needed to feed it, I believe, and you needed to find the horse in the wild for X amount of days to basically get it to trust you. And then after you would do it X amount of times, then you would obtain the mount. I wish Final Fantasy had some stuff like that. There was another one, another pony mount that I tried to get, or I did end up getting it, but I think, oh God, I'm trying to remember now. It's been so long, but you had to go to this specific zone and basically kill the horse. I want to say, I think that was it. And then eventually that's how you would get the mount. There was another one where you had to fly. It was a flying mount that you would have to fly and catch the horse in the air, which I actually, somebody ended up coming to help me get that mount because I couldn't catch it. But just like random things like that that are cool. Like it's a challenge. You have to do X task to obtain X item, but it's very rewarding once you're able to get that item, especially because some of those things are very, very grindy. And I'm not gonna say that this game doesn't have grindy things that you have to sink a lot of time into to obtain, but all of those things that I just mentioned were open world. Like you would have to craft the item or buy the item and then go to this specific zone and catch the horse or whatever. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much the biggest thing I did in that game. That and the dungeons. I like the design of the dungeons in this game, but more and how you go about pulling things. But I wish that there were similar tiers like there are in WoW in terms of mythic dungeons. I think it'd be cool to have I don't know, like the story version, like when you play through the story, that version, and then like a harder version. And yes, there are hard versions of dungeons, but they change a lot of mechanics. Sometimes the dungeons feel entirely different. So I really don't know where I'm going. I'm just talking, but I am very, very lost at the moment. I really don't know where this third person is supposed to be. Oh, is it supposed to be this way? Did I go this way? I don't know if I went this way. Oh, hello. Thank you. Passengers? No. We no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. The woman? Pa, if it is woman you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. That's a weird thing to say. Like, why is that the first thing you say? So weird. Story and stuff of this game and WoW can be really amazing. The mechanics and stuff can be really cool as well. Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree, but I know why people would be turned off from playing this game too. And not necessarily this game specifically, but MMOs in general. Because I was too for a while. How did it? Oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. For different reasons, of course, but I think a big deterrent for me at the time was also the time I would spend. There's not the time to grind the game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it depends what you're wanting to get out of the game, but there's a lot of casual players in this game as well, where like you really only need basic knowledge of your rotation and your job to get by. But yeah, it's totally fair. I hope you have a good rest of your night too. Sleep well and thank you. Appreciate it. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to... Wait, I've just remembered. There was someone on my list I forgot to visit. Gayodo. He's a Namazu fisherman, whatever that means, and a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around. And this is gonna be the person that help us. That helps us. That help us. Why? What the fuck? Oh, okay. I thought those stairs were closed. I was like, why the fuck am I under the stairs? Oh, is it up? It might be up. I might be lost. Might be lost. Okay, lost is no longer. Oh, he's cute. What? What? Why do you stare? You have business with me? By the 12, a talking fish. Yes, yes, a talking fish. How very observant of you, Ijin. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but only if you address me again in the proper manner. Sorry, I've never met, let's start again. You're Gaido, right? My name is Lise, and this is Lokai. We're looking for some more friends of ours. I see, I see. Both these ones I know well. I helped them secure passage across the Ruby Sea. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes, yes, that would not be a problem. For you, I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Tataru will let us take whatever we need from the Scion's coffers, right? We are broke as a joke. Not so sure about that one. We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Can we take a moment to talk it over with our friends? Yes, yes, but hurry. Your ship must depart under cover of darkness. We shall meet again at sunset at the Tasogura Bridge. Don't forget your fare. Bring Mini Gil, yes? Oh, cute. Mini Gil. It's about time our luck changed. Alphino and the others will be thrilled. I'm gonna TP though, I think it'll be faster. Do I need to do this blue quest at all? I'm not sure. Shirogane. Oh, that's the housing. Okay. We spoke with a number of merchants and captains at the southern piers. Several recognized Gozetsu and confirmed that he had been searching for a vessel to deliver him to Althard. None, however, made any mention of Lady Yukari. Yes, it was the same story for us, and then you'll never believe what happened. We found a talking fish. So this Gyotto claims to have aided both Gozetsu and Yugiri. How interesting. Not the word I would have chosen, Master Alphino. Stupid's what I'd call it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempt to haggle, or even confirming what it was in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but it is not what troubles me most. Gyotto and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirit. Rather, they are disdained as scheming moneylenders, ever eager to turn a profit from others' misfortune. Everyone else we questioned stated that Gozetsu was alone. Only Gyotto claims to have met both him and Yugiri. I suppose it's just possible that Gozetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once he had found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you are being deceived. Do not forget that there are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contrary to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy herself, as I recall. I should be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her employ, all eager to prove themselves to her their new master. And what better way to do so than by delivering her the heads of foreign insurgents? Fine. You may be right about him, but if Gyotto is working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick on Yugiri and Gozetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are, and if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up his end of the bargain, we'll have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him till he tells us the truth. Okay, damn. Punch him. So if it's a trap, we'll spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Very well. We should prepare for the worst. Tatsuru will remain here, and I shall follow the three of you at a discreet distance. Once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at all costs, even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you. The Sexugami will not hesitate to clap you in irons or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? To review, Lise, Lokai, and I will meet with Gyotto as planned. Alphino will keep watch from a distance, ready to provide support in the likely event that Gyotto attempts to betray us to the Imperials or whomever else. Should that happen, you and Lise will subdue him, and together we will make our escape. As our actions will surely draw the attention of the Sexugami, we will evade them with Alphino's assistance and return here with our prisoner. Does that meet with everyone's approval? Of course, these precautions will be for naught if Gyotto does not play us for fools, but we shall see. To the bridge? Wait, to the bridge? That was not a question. What's next? Someone just spilled my drink all over my desk. Would it technically be faster? I think that'll be fine. I think that will be fine. Our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, Lokai. Something smells fishy. Ha ha ha.
He's late.
Fish.
Endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours, yes, yes. This way, quickly now.
Yes, yes.
Enough! Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
This ship. So very sorry to inform you, yes, yes. Long before was it pledged to another.
Of course it was.
To me, these ones are for Doma.
Yep, we knew that was coming.
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Nothing personal, yes, yes, just business.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse.
I'm gonna punt you into the ocean. Wait, really? Oh, okay, okay. That's funny.
Come on, let's find a way out of here.
Oh, it's funny. She's really carrying him. Oh god.
Of all the bloody places.
He will take us to Doma. As expected, the Sigzugami have caught our scent. Since fighting them is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading their patrols as we go. If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Wait, what? What? Can I not use the smoke screen? Eh? Eh? Okay. Not really sure which way we're supposed to be going. All right. Yay!
Stay hidden and quiet. Understood?
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Korjin. We seek 4 foreigners. One, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
For foreigners, you say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past. They went that way, I think.
Many thanks, good sir. With me, they cannot have gone far.
All is well. The ffxiv will not return this way for some time, I should think. You are of the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Stupid fish.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We've brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the ffxiv out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
'Twas my pleasure.
I feel like the voice actor
Yet
really
I must
fits
ask,
him.
Soroban, why would you deceive the ffxiv to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say, but my motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern and saw an opportunity.
Of course.
An opportunity.
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Kojin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Kojin of the Blue walk a different path. Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
We thought he would want to help us.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
And you mine.
Yeah, I'm surprised by how many voice cutscenes there are so far. I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably try to avoid running around Kugane in the middle of the night with half the city guard snapping at our heels. Oh, I'm level 70, yay. Right then, Gyotto should be coming around soon. You think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Isn't that Cap? What do you mean? It's 100, but these quests are levels. Oh shit, these quests are level 61, so I am very, very, very ahead. No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth. You have my word. Only the samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked after a ship, so I provided an introduction to the Garleans. You mean you led him into a trap as you did us, because you are an Imperial spy? No, I am no spy. It was just business. Fewer ships pass through Kugane these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So when the Garleans offered a bounty for any domans found in Kugane... Oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You need half a brain to be a spy. So what happened to the samurai? Such a cruel, vicious tongue you have. He would not go quietly, no. Blades were drawn, men were cut down, and the Saisugumi came. Came. They took the samurai away. Hold on a moment. You mean to tell me that Ijin they arrested the other day was Gosetsu? Oh, had I but known. If he is in the custody of the Saisugumi, I need only see to it that the requisite funds find their way into the right official's hands and your friend will walk free. As it is in Ulda, so it is in Kugane, but given the circumstances, it seems we have no choice but to resort to morally questionable means. We will make a pragmatist of you yet, Master Alphino. You're free to wait here while I speak with the relevant official, but if you would rather wait for Gosetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if Lee Slokai and I joined you. Alright, but what about Gyotto? I will keep an eye on him for the time being. We can release him after you return with Gosetsu. He will doubtless have some choice words to say to the little fellow. Soroban, mayhap it would be prudent to prepare your ship for our immediate departure. As you wish. Everything is in order, then let us be off. The Saisugumi barracks are to the north. Where am I going? This way? I must ask that you wait here. You may be assured that this will not take long. Is it really going to be as simple as he says, do you think? You said it wouldn't take long, right? Because this feels a bit long to me. Calm down, Lise. Everything is going to be alright. Much as I hate to admit it, I share Hancock's dim view of government officials and their supposed incorruptibility. From what I've gleaned at the Far East, they're probably exchanging lengthy pleasantries. There seems to be a correct way to do everything here, bribery being no exception. I say we leave it to them. Leave them to it, right, Lokai? Right. Everything's fine. Probably. I mean, it couldn't be as bad as the last time we stood around waiting for something to happen.
How about you?
Okay.
Was that? That was Gazetsu. I'm sure of it. He's in trouble. Lise, wait!
I suppose we should follow her then.
Victory to the samurai!
How many is that now? 10 in a row?
But why are we showing our presence here? Aren't we gonna get ourselves in that
Gazetsu.
position?
Oh, this is a surprise. What in blue blazes are you three doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. We've been looking all over for you, and then I suddenly heard you screaming.
It would seem there has been a misunderstanding. Allow me to explain.
Unless I don't even know if they know that like we're the people they're looking for.
So, in summary, you started a brawl with some off-duty Imperial soldiers and were subsequently arrested by the Sekisugumi, whom you somehow befriended and convinced to set you free if you could defeat a given number of them in single combat.
10 bouts for my freedom, aye. 'Tis but a pity you came too late to witness the last one.
Oh.
And with that, I'm free to go, yes?
Our word once given may not be broken, but we pray you make every effort to avoid future altercations. Circumstances notwithstanding, my lord, we are honored and grateful to have witnessed firsthand the skill of a Doma samurai.
Ah, and we had just concluded negotiations. I gather my assistance was not required.
Yay, gloves. I must apologize that you endured such trials and tribulations in search of me. There's no need for that. You had no way of knowing we would come looking for you. You are after a ship to take you to Doma, yes? It just so happens we have found a willing captain. Truly, what fortune. We will tell you all about it back at the company offices. Alvino and Taltaru are waiting for us there. Kozetsu, think the 12 you are unharmed. As you can see, Master Alphino, I am the very picture of health. You, vile fiend, malevolent trickster, how kind the Kami are to grant me vengeance so soon. But first, I demand you return the coin you so villainously embezzled from me. You have every right to be angry, good sir. Gladly would I return you your coin, had I not been forced to repay certain gambling debts beforehand. Setting that matter aside for the moment, where is Lady Yugiri? Was she not traveling with you? For a time, but we parted ways some while ago, to better improve our chances of finding Lord Hein. Lord Hein? Forgive me, I have yet to explain. Lord Hein is the heir to Doma's throne, our master. His was a passionate voice for the cause of Doman liberation, and when we learned of the Emperor's death, it only grew louder. So you seized upon the opportunity and rose up to reclaim your freedom, only for your hopes to be dashed when Xenos led his army into your lands. The Crown Prince was a merciless foe. Against him and the might of the... I don't know what that number is, 12? We had no choice. Once Lord Hein understood this, he bade Yugiri take to the sea with as many of our people as possible. He, however, would stand and fight, that they may have more time to escape. I remained by his side as well, and together we carried on our doomed war. And then one day, in a fierce battle, we were separated. I knew not what became of him, only that he was beyond the Empire's reach, and that to find him, I would need Yugiri's aid. The situation grows more perilous by the day, and for the new viceroy, Yadsoyu is a black-hearted villainess who delights in the torment of our people. There is naught she would not do to further her pursuit of Lord Hein. Is it Hien? Thank you. I believe that makes matters a good deal clearer. It should please you to learn that we are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front in resuming their efforts to overthrow their imperial oppressors. Then allow me to join you. My inquiries here bore no fruit, hence my desire to return to Orthard. Once there, I can lead you to our headquarters in Yangxia. Yeah, I forget, I don't remember how to pronounce it, where we shall all be reunited with Yugiri. Mayhap not all. Alphino's talents would seem better applied here in Kugane, working closely with Tataru and Hancock to feed us intelligence. There's a Garlean embassy just down the road after all. While I appreciate the vote of confidence, I should be glad to accompany you all. As a soldier in the field, so to speak. Come now, brother, a competent commander assigns the soldiers the task best suited to them, as you of all people should know, and you are so very good at espionage and intrigue. For we all must serve, each in our own way. Very well. It would seem my place is here. Don't discredit. Sorbonne is waiting at the pier. Have fun, you lot. Where is the Aetherite? Okay. I've been waiting for you, my friends. All preparations have been completed and my ship awaits its passengers. Shall we depart without further delay? Okay, wait, hold on. I don't know what's coming after, so let me be right back real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's go. Let's go. See what happens. Ooh.
I remember the water, how it turned crimson in the morning sun. A shimmering
Ready?
sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. A shimmering sea of You could almost believe it went on forever. But beyond that red expanse lay a land in turmoil. On the shores of Othard, our Doman brothers struggled in vain.
What's that fucking tower thing? What the heck? How wide and beautiful she is, the Ruby Sea, filled with promise and adventures and treasures, many wonderful treasures. Now, in order to reach the shores of Althard, you will need to cross the resplendent waters you see before you. However, this is easier said than done. To set forth without making the necessary preparations is to invite the Confederacy to claim your vessel and your life should you resist. This fate can be avoided by paying the Ruby Tiv, thereby earning you the blessing of the Pirate Lords. So, let us go and greet them. Our destination is the Isle to the west. That doesn't look very far to me. Lokai, why don't we jump in and swim for it? I've had my fill of boats. An excellent idea. I think you shall find the water to your liking. I will use my ship to deliver those less inclined to the Isle. We're going swimming? Question mark. Okay, it would appear we're going swimming. Pretty. Right, this should be easy, and a good way to loosen up before the next fight, whenever it comes. 20 Gil says I beat you there. I guess it really isn't that too far to swim. Ah, there you are. I trust you enjoyed yourselves. Follow me, my friends. The one with whom we must speak is a man named Tensoi. Don't mind if I do. I fear you have the advantage of me. Most honorable and esteemed Lokai Mori, I am Tensoi, a humble mate who serves at the pleasure of the Confederacy's captain. As you are in the company of the Shellback, I presume we have business to discuss. You wish to pay the Ruby Tith, yes? With your gil, perhaps? It is just as well. Foreign currencies are in demand these days. I would pay their further passage to Althard. Does the sum meet with your satisfaction? Sea has been quite tempestuous of late. I cannot say with confidence that you would reach your destination safely unless you tripled it. Do you take me for a fool? I know the price as do all. Alas, we live in interesting times. As you came from Kugane, I should think I need not tell you that. The shadow of war looms. The wise and the cautious shirk our waters and our custom, and the foolhardy sharpen their knives in anticipation. Meaning? Sir, you've got to come quickly. The bastards are at it again. I tried to convince them to stop, but they weren't having it. Very well, I will be there shortly. Proposition. Your comrades strike me as a worthwhile investment. I would not hear men name me a cat before Kaban, so I shall consider their tithe paid, not for what they have done, but for what I expect they will do. I'm not sure what to make of that man, but at least the matter of her tithe is settled for now. What was that he and the other pirate were talking about? Maybe we ought to go and have a look. This place is so cool.
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests. I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pirate. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us. You remain at large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you.
Funny voice man.
But if you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Garlean Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
Bastards!
Uh-oh.
Gentlemen, surely the fact that you have such limitless resources at your disposal gives you all the more reason to spare some few coins for the less fortunate.
All talk, just as I thought. Come, let us away. I have no time for this rubbish.
Good luck. Have fun.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight.
Tithe.
The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent. And the acting Viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all talk.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I don't understand. If the Garleans are causing the Confederacy this much trouble, and if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
Spoken like a true friend of the Doman Liberation Front. If you're planning to rouse us with noble words and grand promises, don't bother. We all know what the Imperial Army can do. Compared to them, we're boys with boats. Besides, what ties a man may once have held to his home are forsaken upon joining the Confederacy. We look out for none but our own. Be that as it may, our livelihood is under threat. And the captain will need to decide soon whether we're to go down in a blaze of glory, or bow and scrape for crumbs from the Emperor's table. All while our friend the Viceroy continues her purge of Doma's radical elements. I believe she's holding court in one of the fishing villages even as we speak.
I'll probably end soon.
That she-devil! Her perfidy knows no bounds!
I'm probably do like another quest or two, let's see.
She must be stopped! Come, let us find Soroban and put us here at once!
Tell the others that these ones have paid. We all have places to be.
These people are nice, all things considered. What are we waiting for? Come, come. Soroban cannot have gone far. But now that I think on it, it is passing strange that he left without warning. Mayhap he did not wish to be seen by his Kojin brethren? I doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless, it may be prudent to return to his ship, or at least to the Confederate encampment. Let's see. Oh, my friends, 1,000 pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brothers. Ours is a complex relationship. I pray you do not misinterpret their actions as a reflection of our allegiances as a whole. So, you understand. Can we be praised? Too often are shellless quick to judge all Kojin for the deeds of one. Right then, now that our business with the Tensoi is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. I don't want those things. Oh. Oopsies. I shall return to the ship and prepare for our departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. Ah, that reminds me. Lokai, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plans? The more they know of our movements, the less likely we are to be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. do I have to go up here? Yes, I do. Oh, you're one of the agent from the beach. Leaving us already? No need to pay the tithe, like Tansoi said. On the other hand, if you were to peruse our wares and find anything to your liking, we should be glad to sell it to you for a fair price. You have spoken with the Confederates up above, then? Excellent. If you are ready to depart, we may do so at any time. Oh no. Wait. Sensoi said the Viceroy was holding court in one of the fishing villages, did he not? Should Azari chance to be the village in question, we could instantly find ourselves surrounded by Imperial soldiers. I think it's safer to come ashore some distance away. Very well, I know just the place. Here we are. I am reasonably certain none bore witness to our approach. And with this, I believe I have fulfilled the terms of our agreement. Aye, that you have. You have my deepest thanks, Robin. Truly, we are blessed to have befriended such a clever and industrious merchant. Oh, you are much too kind, good sir. I know not where your path may lead, but I wish you the very best and hope that we shall meet again. So we finally arrived in Althard. All we need to do now is, liberate Doma. Yes, that. Look, daunting though it is, we do have one thing in our favor, the element of surprise. Unlike in Garabania, the Imperials don't know that we're here. Admittedly, that may be our only advantage, considering how few of us there are. Well, I expect the Doman Liberation Front will even up the odds a bit. But before all of that, we need to see if this is the fishing village Tensoi was talking about. It may well be. I smell ceruleum on the breeze.
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
If only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become. Are we too late?
Over there, someone's coming.
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
The Viceroy herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Filth and squalor everywhere I look. How very dumb. What I wouldn't do for a drink. Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember?
No, she's like bad, but she looks cool.
'Tis better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom. I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You are free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should. A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Kojin this morning. They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane, but we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say? Bit slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word.
Her character design is so cool.
Kill him. Surely you can do that much.
Oh my gosh.
He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
Don't do it. Or are we gonna intervene? Is that what's gonna happen?
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
No. Intervene, intervene, intervene. Though I guess we can't really.
Very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there.
Oh my gosh.
Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
But they're my parents.
What?
You can't expect me to...
Oh no. He didn't.
Stop and think for a moment. If you go charging in now, every one of those villagers is as good as dead. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our
I
presence.
was actually going to choose the other dialogue option, but I thought they were going to want to go
of the
in.
reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering. Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness. I will approach the village alone and identify myself. As a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive, they will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand?
We live and die at the pleasure of the Kami. My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go. Hold out for as long as you can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
A great tower stands to the north and east. Look to its occupants for aid and succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle.
I like where the
Now,
story's heading.
leave this place. I must go.
Another idiot like all the rest. I'm beginning to think it may be something fundamental. Something intrinsic. Something quintessentially Doman to ignore the simple truth. You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
I like her hair a lot.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Well now, this is a surprise.
Hear me, Yotsuyu! Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Bring him to the tavern.
Why is she smiling like that? Does she know that we're here? Question mark. God damn, this quest is long as fuck. I hate it as much as you, maybe even more. Every fiber of my being was crying out to intervene, but what's done is done. Gozetsu's gamble has gifted us the time we need to find a solution. He bade us seek aid at the distant tower, yes. For want of a better idea, I say we do just that, while taking care to avoid the Imperials. I think it's really cool that a lot of this is just like bodies of water that we have to swim through. We seem to have evaded their patrols so far. What is that tower anyway? I've never seen anything like it. According to my map, we are on Onokoro, and the tower is known as Heaven on High, a mysterious structure built long ago by persons unknown. Oh gods, listen to me. I'm starting to sound like Alphino. Next thing you know, I'll be saying things like, as you are doubtless already aware. Over there, do you see it? Doesn't look like it's been dead long. Whoever did this, they're a good shot. I can't see a single stray arrow. Well, someone's hungry. Wait, that wasn't either of you two, was it? Oh, calm down. We had nothing to do with... Wait, what am I doing? They can't possibly understand us. Probably not, no. Time to run, Lise. We save our strength for any that give chase. You too, Lokai. Monsters. Just imagine if they'd taken us by surprise. What a fine ending that would have been to our story. Anyway, I think it's safe to assume that the people at the tower know how to defend themselves. You'd have to, sharing an island with these things. Now all we need to do is to convince them to help us. Oh, there's a settlement here, and they've even got their own aetheryte. Wait a minute, I've seen that standard before. It was when we met with Tensui, which means this place belongs to... Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here for tonight. I will definitely stream more Stormblood tomorrow. Probably over on Twitch, but of course I will update in Discord and stuff if I do that. Have a good night or day wherever you are, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.